What is up guys, Stark here, back for day 18 of the 25 Days of Fate, and in today's video I will be doing the character spotlight for the Assassin of Paraiso. So weird artwork aside, she's a pretty interesting character. She's not going to do the most damage out there, but she has some pretty interesting effects that can help you in some pretty tough situations. So she is a 4-star assassin that came out in the Shimosa banners. And at level 80, she will go up to 11,637 HP and 8,510 attack. And this will rank her 88th overall in HP and 124th overall in attack. Her star absorption is 99, her star generation is 25.5, and her noble phantasm generation on her attacks is 0.8 on her attacks and 4% on defense. So as I said, she has a decent skill set here for doing unique things to enemies, although I guess they're not really unique effects, they're just very niche effects that you can bring in on certain situations and be okay. Her first skill is the Curse Shrine Maiden Sea. This will have a chance to inflict Null Phantasm Seal for 1 turn to 1 enemy. So obviously, this isn't the best skill out there because it has a chance, and there's no additional effects to it. But if you do max it out, you do have a 100% chance for it to hit, although that's not always set in stone, and it is on a 5-turn charge time. But this is really lacking because you have one effect that is only useful if they're using a Noble Phantasm, and sure, that's going to be very helpful to stall the enemy, but outside of that, you don't really have a first skill at all. So, and you have to max it out for the 100% chance to it. You kind of have to level this character up before you use her, essentially. I know you probably are going to level up all your characters before you use them anyway, but if you take her into the fight without leveling her up, then you're pretty much she's just gonna be like a meat shield, honestly. Her second skill is the Curse of Orochi B, which will increase her arts card effectiveness for 3 turns, as well as inflict curse on her normal attacks for 3 turns. So this one's definitely a much better skill, getting a 30% increase to your arts card effectiveness for 3 turns, and then it's on a 5-turn charge time. So that's nice, you get that little bit of curse damage as well. Nothing too special there, but the fact that it has something extra in its attacks is going to be very helpful. And then third and finally, her third skill is going to be the Kogaryu A, which will apply evasion to herself for 1 turn, as well as increasing her Noble Phantasm gauge. So we're back on track with her third skill here, much like her second skill is a much bigger step from her first skill. And you'll get a 30% increase to your gauge, which is nice. It is on a 6-turn charge time, and you do also get the evasion for 1 turn. So she does have some pretty solid survivability there, being able to evade like a Noble Phantasm turn. And you can increase your Noble Phantasm gauge, which is nice because she's able to spam her Noble Phantasm, which is kind of really her selling point in her character build. As for her passive, she only does have one, which is the Present Concealment A+, which will increase her critical star drop rate by 11%. So all in all, I think she has a pretty good set of skills. Her first skill is good, but it's very situational because you can only use it when they have the Noble Phantasm ready. Otherwise, you're just wasting the skill and using it for no reason at all. Her second and third skills are pretty good though, so I will give her an overall a 3.5 out of 5. For her command card deck and her Noble Phantasm, she has 2 quick, 2 arts, 1 buster, and the hit counts are going to be 3 on the quick, 2 on the arts, 3 on the buster, 4 on her extra attack, and 5 on her Noble Phantasm. So her hit counts aren't that special, and for an assassin that's a little bit unfortunate because assassins do prioritize doing like crits and getting crit stars with the really high crit generation, but she's not really going to be that helpful for that. She's more there for her Noble Phantasm and for doing arts damage with her second skill, and she can generate her Noble Phantasm pretty quickly though. So that's really cool, especially if you chain it with her Noble Phantasm and arts back to back. So that's good. You do have potential there to spam her Noble Phantasm back to back, maybe, depending on like if you use her skills or have support. If not, you could definitely get it off in 3 turns or 2 times in 3 turns. So that's pretty good. But what it actually does, her Noble Phantasm will deal damage to a single enemy, and it's pretty good damage there, and it will also inflict skill seal on that enemy for 1 turn. And for the overcharge effect, it will decrease the critical rate for that enemy by 10 to 30% for 3 turns. So this is really nice. You know, you can see here she has a lot of debuffs, and they're not just like decreased defense or anything like that. They're actually like really relevant. Not that defense down isn't, but like you can stop the enemy from using skills or their Noble Phantasm, and that could be very big in very important fights depending on what enemy you're going up against. So definitely take advantage of that. She does have pretty good damage on her Noble Phantasm as well, which is really nice considering you can spam it. It does have potential for that. So that's really good. Just bring in someone who can increase the overall damage or help her increase her gauge so you can spam it even faster. And then you could find herself doing some pretty solid damage with it. But overall, she's not really going to be that powerful as far as damage goes. And that is why she will receive only 3 stars for her damage. Her Noble Phantasm is nice and it can do some pretty solid damage, but she really does lack any sort of solid offensive buffs or anything to reliably deal damage outside of her second skill, which is only going to do arts cards. So she is an assassin as well, which does naturally lower damage, and only has 1 buster card. So she's there for her Noble Phantasm and to stop the enemy from using their effects. But you know, you're definitely going to want to bring in a different ally into your team to do the actual damage. Her critical ability is also only going to get 3 stars. She doesn't have anything in her skill set for the crits, and if she wasn't an assassin, she'd get much lower stats in this, but she is an assassin, so she does have really good, you know, star generation, star absorption, and she does have the passive as well, so she can generate stars. It's not like amazing or anything like that like some other assassins in the game, but just because she is an assassin, she does get that half a point bump up to 3 stars. For her Noble Phantasm though, I am going to give her 4.5 stars. So this is mainly due to the fact that she can spam it, so she has really good Noble Phantasm generation, and her Noble Phantasm is good as well. But I do combo in a bunch of different factors into the Noble Phantasm rating, so it's not just the Noble Phantasm as a whole. So you factor in like the Noble Phantasm gain, if her skills have any sort of Noble Phantasm like generator, which she does have her 3rd skill for that, and she does have 3 arts cards, so she could do arts chains as well. So altogether, I do think she's able to use her Noble Phantasm very often, and it is a pretty solid one as well. You do have the ability to seal the skills, and if you can spam that and stop them from using their skills, that's going to be very beneficial to you in the long run. For her survivability, she's going to get 3.5 stars. She does have her 3rd skill for the evasion, but outside of that, she doesn't have much. But what she does excel at is, like I keep saying, the skill seal and the Noble Phantasm seal, and the ability to decrease the crit rate for an enemy is going to keep you alive. You know, so it's one of those weird things where she doesn't have any hard defense, but she does have, you know, other means of stopping the enemies from doing their big attacks and buffing themselves up to actually kill you. So she does get a few points there, but overall she doesn't have too much to keep herself alive. For her versatility, she will be getting 4 stars. She does have very good situations in which she can be used. Being able to need an NP sealer or a skill sealer is going to be very helpful, especially when you can spam her skill seal over and over again pretty easily. So that could be very helpful on an enemy that can actually buff themselves up quite a lot. So that'll be very helpful. And then for her overall ranking, she will get a 3.6 out of 5. She's nothing special in my opinion, but she does have some uses, you know, depending on what enemy you're going up against, whether you need that Noble Phantasm seal or skill seal. But in my opinion, there are definitely better assassins, better art damage dealers out there for you guys to use. But if you do get her, she does have some uses in that department. So that's it, guys. Another character spotlight down. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I do have the links below to my Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, and Discord. So feel free to check those out, as well as the 25 Days of Fate Christmas giveaway I'm running on my channel. So make sure you check that out. It's going to be linked in the end of the video on the screen, so click that, go to the video. All you have to do to enter is comment on that video. And again, I mentioned this previously, but if you will not be able to attend the stream, post your Twitter handle in that comment on the giveaway, the one you post to enter, so I can actually have a way of contacting you if you do win on the stream. So just be safe, you know what? Why not just drop your Twitter handle in, follow me on Twitter, so I can communicate with you guys and be like, hey, you won, and I can actually get a response back instead of having to wait days and then just give it to someone else. So that's that, guys. Make sure you do all that stuff. Comment on that video, subscribe to my channel in order to enter yourself into the contest for a chance to win a $100 gift card to Google Play or iTunes. So we only got 6 more days to get that entered in there for you guys. Again, if we do hit 8,000 subs by the 25th, I will do an extra giveaway for a $50 gift card. I don't think we're going to reach it, but we are doing some pretty steady progress, so we might be able to get there. So hopefully that happens. If not, though, I'm sure I'll be doing other giveaways later on next year, so stay tuned for that. And I will leave you here with the Assassin of Paraiso's Noble Phantasm, and I will see you guys tomorrow.
呪え我が血をたたれ我が罪を甲賀三郎より育成する注げぬ者がここにはあろう口寄せ伊吹大明神演技